Real English Lounge.
The art of everyday English.
How was your day?
You know what? I never know how to answer that properly.
What do you mean?
In my first language, I have about 30 ways to describe a Tuesday at work. In English, I always end up saying, it was fine, quite busy, a bit stressful.
The default trio.
Fine, busy, or stressful. Those three words are doing all the work, and they're not even doing it well.
Because they don't actually tell anyone anything.
Exactly. Something happened today. Something specific, real, slightly annoying, or slightly good. And those three words just flatten it.
Welcome to Real English Lounge. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Claire. Today we're giving you the English to describe a real workday. The meetings, the emails, the small wins, the things that went sideways properly.
Subscribe on YouTube if this podcast is helping your English.
Comment challenge. Tell us one thing that happened at work this week in English. One sentence in the comments. Real or invented.
Level check, B1 to B2. English for describing work situations naturally. Not textbook business English. Real everyday work language.
Word tour today. Deadline, colleague, update, deal with, setback, and wrap up. 6 words that come up constantly in any work conversation. Let's start with the most common workday question. How was your day? And let's do better than fine.
What are the levels?
Think of it as a scale. On the easy end, it was actually a pretty good day. Got a lot done.
Or quiet one, which was exactly what I needed.
The positive version.
Middle ground, it was one of those days. You know the ones. Or mixed, to be honest. Started well and then fell apart a bit in the afternoon.
Heh, the honest version.
Difficult and, honestly, bit of a disaster. Nothing went to plan. Or, I've had better. Let's leave it at that.
Heh, the diplomatic disaster version.
Each of these is infinitely better than fine. They give the other person something to respond to. They open a conversation instead of closing it.
Fine closes it. Anything else opens it.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about the actual things that happen at work. Because the day isn't just a feeling, it's made of specific moments.
What are the most common ones?
The meeting. Let me give you the spectrum of how to describe a meeting in English.
Go ahead.
Good meeting. We had a productive session this morning. We actually got through everything. Or it was one of those rare meetings where everyone was aligned.
The mythical aligned meeting.
It exists. Occasionally. Neutral meeting. It ran a bit long, but we got somewhere eventually. Or there was a lot to get through, but I think we moved it forward.
And the bad meeting?
It went around in circles for an hour and a half. Or I'm not sure what we actually decided, to be honest. Or we ran out of time before we got to the important part.
These are all so recognizable.
Every person who has ever worked in an office has had all 3 of those meetings in the same week.
Sometimes on the same day. What about the email day? Because sometimes the whole day is just email.
The email day.
Useful phrases. I've been in my inbox all morning and I'm barely through it. Or I sent about 20 messages and I think I made things more confused. Or I finally cleared the backlog, which hasn't happened in 2 months.
That last one deserves a celebration.
It does. And then there's the specific email situation. I'm waiting on someone to come back to me on this. Or I need to chase this up because nothing's moved in a week.
Chase up. That's such a useful phrase.
Chase someone up, chase something up. To follow up persistently because something hasn't moved. British English especially. Very useful.
What about the day that just goes wrong?
Let me describe my Tuesday.
Please.
I had back-to-back meetings until 2, which meant I didn't get to the actual work until mid-afternoon.
Then a deadline moved up, and I ended up staying late to deal with it.
By the time I finished, I was too tired to think.
And in that description, 4 really useful phrases.
Back-to-back, deadline moved up, deal with it, staying late. All of those are completely natural work English.
And all completely recognizable. Let's do the small wins too, because those deserve better language as well.
Yes.
Things that actually went well today, I finally got sign-off on the project. Been waiting for that for 3 weeks. Or the presentation landed really well, which was a relief after all the prep.
I love landed. The presentation landed. It arrived and had an impact.
Very natural. Or I managed to sort out the thing that's been hanging over me all week. That feels good.
Sort out. We covered that in EP 12, one of the most useful phrasal verbs for work.
And the small momentum ones, I made a good start on the report. Not finished, but it's moving. meeting. Or had a really useful call with a client. I think we're aligned now.
Those small wins matter. And in English, you can name them specifically, rather than just saying, it was a good day.
The good day is made of specific things. Name the specific things.
Now, telling a story about something that happened, because sometimes the day has a moment worth describing.
How do you structure it?
So basically, or right, so as an opener, sets a conversational tone. Then what happened? Then the twist or the result.
Give me an example.
So basically, we had this presentation today. Everything was set up. The slides were ready. And then 5 minutes before, the client calls to say they need to move it.
Right, and then?
So we scrambled to reschedule. And actually, this is the twist. The new time worked out better because 2 people who couldn't make the original time were available.
The accidental improvement.
Which happens more than you'd think. The structure is simple. Set up what was supposed to happen, then what actually happened, then how it landed.
And the listener can follow it because it has shape.
Stories need shape, even the small ones.
A few phrases that work for any work conversation. The connectors that make you sound natural.
Which ones?
To be honest, the day was, and then whatever it was. Adds a sense of candor.
If I'm being honest, same effect. Slightly more British.
The thing is, before you explain something more complicated, the thing is, we thought it was sorted, and then it turned out it wasn't.
The thing is so useful.
In the end, to show how something resolved. In the end, we just had to start again, which was annoying, but actually made it clearer.
At least, for finding the positive in something difficult, at least it happened before the deadline and not after.
At least. The optimist's connector.
And anyway, it's done now. The universal work closure.
Heh. Anyway, it's done now. Filed under things that happened. Time for the word tour. 6 words from today.
Definition, natural example, mini dialogue, upgrade phrase. Word 1, deadline. D-E-A-D-L-I-N-E. Noun.
A deadline is a point in time by which something must be finished. Missing a deadline is usually a problem. Moving a deadline means it changed. Working to a deadline means you're racing against time.
Example, the deadline had been moved up by 2 days, which wouldn't have been a problem 3 weeks ago. But at this point in the project, it created a cascade of problems all the way down the timeline.
Mini dialogue. How's the project going?
Fine, but the deadline is tighter than I'd like. We've lost a few days to back and forth on the brief, so we're scrambling a bit now.
Is it doable?
It's doable. It's just going to be a focused week.
Upgrade phrase. Instead of, I'm running out of time, try, the deadline is coming up fast and I'm feeling the pressure. We've managed to stay on track, but there's no room for anything else to go wrong at this point.
Word 2, colleague. C-O-L-L-E-A-G-U-E. Noun.
A colleague is someone you work with. Not necessarily a friend, not necessarily a manager or report, just a fellow professional in your workplace. A useful, neutral word for any work relationship.
Example, a colleague of hers had flagged the issue 2 weeks earlier, quietly in a side conversation, but it hadn't made it into the official discussion until it became a problem.
Mini dialogue. Who told you about it?
A colleague, someone from the other team. We don't work together directly, but we crossed paths on this project, and she mentioned it in passing.
Is that a good working relationship?
Very. We understand what each other's trying to do, which makes everything easier.
Upgrade phrase. Instead of, someone at work told me, try, a colleague flagged it for me. We don't work together officially, but we have a good relationship and she knew it would be relevant.
Word 3, update. U-P-D-A-T-E. Noun and verb.
An update is new information about a situation, especially one that's been ongoing. To update someone means to give them new information. To ask for an update means to ask where things stand. One of the most common words in any work environment.
Example, she'd been waiting for an update on the decision for 4 days. When it finally came through, a brief message, 3 lines, she realized she'd been building up anxiety about something that turned out to be completely fine.
Mini dialogue. Any news on the proposal?
I haven't had an official update yet, but from what I've heard informally, it's looking positive.
That's good.
I'll believe it when I see it in writing. But the signs are good.
Upgrade phrase. Instead of, I haven't heard anything, try, no official update yet, but I'll chase it up today. I don't want it to drift any further. It's been sitting with them for nearly a week.
Word 4, deal with. D-E-A-L with. Phrasal verb.
To deal with something means to handle it, to take care of a task, a problem, or a situation. It implies active engagement, not just acknowledging the thing exists. Deal with it means I'll handle it. It's being addressed.
Example, by the end of the afternoon, she dealt with the most urgent 3 things, which meant tomorrow's list was at least manageable. Not short, manageable.
Mini dialogue. The client sent another set of changes.
Of course they did. Okay, I'll deal with it in the morning when I'm fresh. Sending them back a response now while I'm this tired is not going to help anyone.
Probably wise.
Upgrade phrase. Instead of I handled it, try I dealt with the most pressing things first and left the rest for tomorrow. Not ideal, but it's what the day allowed. Word 5. Setback. S-E-T-B-A-C-K. Noun.
A setback is an obstacle or problem that slows down or complicates progress. It's not a complete failure. It's a delay, an obstacle, something that needs to be worked around. A useful, professional way to describe something going wrong without making it sound catastrophic.
Example. The supplier issue was a setback. Not a disaster, but it pushed the timeline back and required a quick replan. By the end of the day, the revised plan was in place and things were moving again.
Mini dialogue. How did the launch go?
We hit a setback in the final week, a technical problem that needed fixing before we could go live. But the team turned it around in 48 hours, and we launched 2 days late rather than not at all.
2 days late is fine in the scheme of things.
That was exactly what I told myself.
Upgrade phrase. Instead of something went wrong, try we hit a setback midway through, which cost us some time. But we adjusted. The team handled it well, and we got to where we needed to be. Last word, wrap up. W-R-A-P, up. Phrasal verb.
To wrap up means to finish something and bring it to a close. A meeting, a project, a conversation, a day. Wrapping up signals completion in a tidy way. The meeting wrapping up means it's over. Wrapping up a project means the work is done.
Example, she'd been trying to wrap up the project for 2 weeks, always one more thing needing attention. When he finally wrapped up on a Thursday afternoon, she sat with the feeling for a moment before opening the next thing.
Mini dialogue. Are you nearly done?
Almost. Just wrapping up the last section. Give me 20 minutes.
Take your time. I just didn't want to disturb you if you were mid something.
You caught me at exactly the right moment, actually. Thanks for checking.
Upgrade phrase. Instead of I finished, try I finally wrapped it up this afternoon. It took longer than planned, but it's done, and I'm genuinely relieved to close that chapter.
That's the word tour. Deadline, colleague, update, deal with, setback, wrap up.
6 words for describing a Tuesday at work with more than 3 adjectives. Let's close. Fine, busy, and stressful are doing too much work. They can retire.
The day was made of specific things. Name the specific things.
The meeting that went in circles.
The email backlog you finally cleared. The deadline that moved. The small win that nobody noticed but you.
Comment challenge. Tell us one thing that happened at work this week, real or invented, in one sentence, in English, in the comments.
If this helped your English today, subscribe. Give it a like. Share it with someone who keeps saying fine when there's actually a story there.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Claire. Something happened today. You have the words for it now.
Real English Lounge. See you next time.
Your English journey doesn't end here.
Keep listening, keep learning, and keep speaking.
Choose your next conversation.
We'll see you in the next episode of Real English Lounge.